Okay, what's going on here? Are you there, guys? I don't know. I see some kind of weird stuff. Orientation is locked. I don't get this stupid. I don't know why this thing's doing this. I'm horizontal, so you get a good screen. Anybody there? I don't know what this thing's doing, guys. So aggravating. They changed the stuff on here again. It took me a minute to figure out how to just go live. Hey, Bams, how you doing, buddy? Everybody check in and say howdy. How does it look? Has it got the stupid screen on there, or is it fine? Hey, it's straight up now. Has it got the sides that aren't filled in? Paulie? Narrow screen, yes. So I turned side, now it's saying orientation's locked. I didn't lock anything. It's on auto rotate. I don't know why they do this crap to you. I really don't figure it out. You know, it's that. Am I the right way now, guys? Yeah, it's got this stupid screen on here that I can't get rid of. Are you sure you want to? No. And it's got all kinds of writing on here. It won't let me get rid of it. Can you hear me? Am I live anymore? What's going on with this stupid thing? Oh, now it's pointing to the left. Yeah, that's fine. I got me over here, so if there's writing over here, I can see it. But your guys' writing is all sideways. This is just getting too stupid for me. You know, they keep dicking around and changing things on here so that from one week to the next you don't know what the hell to do. And I don't know what half of these buttons are for. And it's giving me nothing going. It says orientation is locked, rotate device back. Okay, we'll rotate the device back. Hey Harry, how you doing? It's going to have to be skinny guys, I guess. There's nothing I can do about it. There's not a damn thing I can do about this right now. Oh. Now the tripod's all messed up. I'll have to hold it. What a pain in the butt. Mike, how you doing, buddy? Hey, Paulie. Yeah, these stupid things here, they really can drive you nuts. Let's try this out. Yeah, you know, they don't let you turn it on a little bit so you can see what you're doing and try to get everything ready before the live. They don't allow that. And this stupid tripod's locked up now. Sorry, guys. Like I say, I just wish these boneheads would let you. Look at this thing. No, this is locked up. I can't change it. Man, this is such a real pain in the ass. We'll try. We're gonna have to just stay vertical. Always some kind of headache with this crap. I'll be so happy when I get a laptop. I had I got my Indian shirt. Actually got that in the Philippines. I have a laptop I'm gonna order here pretty quick. It's a Dell, and the price was pretty good, so I'm gonna get set up with that pretty soon. I've already got the stuff. I got the real nice Insta360 camera. I got the nice, it's called a Blue microphone. Our buddy Sean, who was an audio guy, said, you know, for the money you can't beat that microphone. And he was showing me his, and he'll get on there and help me adjust it because I'll make some videos and send them to him. But Yeah, I was sitting out here the other day, and we had this dang vote here in Ohio, and for the to chop these babies up before they come out. And I was talking with my brother, and he was saying, well, the Dems pump so much money into it. Well, I was sitting out here the other day, and there was a bunch of uh, young guys, 20s, early 30s. There was a couple black guys, a couple white guys, one Asian guy, and they were talking about it. And I'm sitting on the chair just listening. And the Asian guy, he was like, "Man, no, you should never vote for that." He had a value in life. The other guys were saying, "Yeah, well, I want to knock up a chicken pay for the rest of my life. Better to take it now." And I was like, "Wow, that's what an excuse." Money, money to kill somebody, but that's what they do. Pretty much all of them were agreeing with each other, saying if it wouldn't have been for the dope thing, where they're going to vote for the allowing Mary Jane in the state, they wouldn't have even went and voted. That's how they got this in. They waited to put that on the ballot at the same time. So now you got all these young kids who don't, value life. They just don't seem to value life. And, they've been taught in the schools. I mean, you can't blame them. You can't blame them when they're stuck in a government school. And, they're buying all this stuff. I'm looking at my son in the school, and what they're training him, they're not giving him everything. Where's the social studies? Where's all the rest of this stuff? They're working on some reading with his phonics. His reading is definitely picking up, and we read too here because they give us papers for him to read, and I help him out with it. He's learning. He's learning how to sound stuff out. They didn't do it in the Philippines, so it was kind of rough for him to come here and learn it. They actually put him a grade back, and I was like, yeah, and I was in agreement with it, and they were like, well, what should we do? And I was telling the teacher, hey, you guys are the educators. Do what you think is right. What the hell are you asking me for? I'm not going to keep him in third grade if it's gonna hurt him, or pull the other kids behind. I know when I was in school, I got out a couple years early, and it's just because it was so slow. I went and complained to the guidance counselor. Said, "Look, I'm leaving. I'm not staying here for this crap anymore. They're droning over the same crap over and over. I already know this stuff." And so they would take me out of certain classes and move me up a grade or two and let me go with those people, which was pretty cool. But I don't think they do any of that stuff anymore. They're looking to put them back because it gives them more funds, especially if they got kids on the short bus. They get a hell of a lot more money for that. So as soon as a kid exhibits any kind of behavior that they don't think right, oh, he's got to go on the short bus, and then boom, they get more money. It's it's government. It's like the cops, protect and serve. Yeah, they're serving the crap out of you. All they do is stop and give you tickets for nothing. I remember when I was young, I had a brake light out. Cop stopped me, and he said, "I just want to let you know you got a brake light out." And I said, "Yeah, I know the brake light's out. I'm waiting until payday." I said, "I know it sounds stupid, but I'm down to my last gas money, and I'll get a bulb for it." And he's like, "Okay, cool. Just get her fixed. I don't want to see you around here without a brake light." So, but now, oh no, that's a $180 ticket with these guys. And I don't know if they get a cut or they get brownie points or they get promoted or what. And it's the same in these schools. It's just a shame. That one little boy that rides the short bus here, there's nothing wrong with him. He plays with Maddie all the time. He's a sharp kid. But they put him on the short bus. So really great. Hey, Bruce. Yeah, it's evening here. It's a little after 6 o'clock. I used to do these in the Philippines at 6 in the morning. And now we got to switch it around. I went on to the studio and it said, that they have like a little graph that shows you when most of the people are on, just watching the vlogs or whatever. And it was always 6 o'clock. So, Northern Michigan, all right. Are you guys a lot colder than here? We had a beautiful warm day today. Little bit of a cool breeze would hit you every now and again, but we were out in the sunshine, and Matty was out riding his bike. I got him some real nice lights on his bike. Next time I do a vlog, I'll put some pictures of that in there. We did wind up getting the garage, so we have the nice thing is, I got a really good cover for the bike, but if it gets plowed in, I'm screwed. They plow these lots all the time, and this way I got it in the garage. The garage doesn't close all the way, so there's all these leaves and debris get in there.
You can take a nap.
All right, buddy. And I saw that the adjuster, there's just one little screw and an adjuster. I think I'm going to move it back a tiny bit because it's got the big rubber thing on the bottom, that it'll do it. Hey, Bruce, Portland. All right. Everybody who hasn't said anything, pop in, say hi to everybody, say howdy. Yeah, it was, we had some freezing days. We had the one day I took Matty out on the bike. We had our warm coats on, and he was like, I want to go back in. We had to come back in and get gloves and get him a nice knit hat and stuff and put a hoodie underneath his jacket. So, hey, Bruce. Wes, all right. There's our man from way down south. All right, Wes, good to see you. Talo, Frank says hi. Bruce Davis. Yeah, Frank, yeah. Yeah, I went over past this church over here with the loud banging music and all that stuff, and it was like dead today. I didn't see anybody around. It was like it was closed. They might have had one of the things. Our church in Pennsylvania used to have it where they'd say, okay, this week we're going to go over to this other church and give them some love. So everybody would go, and I think they must have done that here too. But we went to that church, and it was, they got this thing in the middle of the church. They say, okay, everybody turn around and say hi to your neighbor. Well, that's a scripted, to me, is stupid. Yeah, we're doing pretty good. To me, that's stupid. That it's like putting you on the spot. Turn the music down so when you get there, you can go greet people and say hi, how you doing? You can't even hear. You could be right in front of somebody talking. You couldn't hear because of all this percussions and the chick screaming into the microphone, some kind of rock and roll. I don't get it. But that's the way she goes. But it was a real shame how they did that vote here in Ohio. And it's big time conservative state. It's just these young guys got out and voted. They voted on getting that thing in because their brain's mush still. They just don't get it. They just don't get it. So, but Matty's doing really good. He's doing good in school. And he loves it. In the morning, he's ready to go. Before we have an alarm set to where we go up at 8:35 to go meet the bus, and we always wait a little bit. And he plays with his friends, but he's always itching to go. He's itching to go, and he comes home. He's always smiling, showing me his stuff, and we do his homework. And and I like that. I like sitting there doing his homework. I just don't like the way they have you do it. They're instead of making it simple, they're clouding his mind with all this bull crap. Where you got to bust, like they had a 55 minus 18, okay? So you had to bust these bubbles into your 10 fives and then your 5, and then you had to go up and bust those into 5s now, and you got all this and your 18, then you had to bust your 18 all the way down to 2, so you had all these bubbles, and I'm like, I'm not teaching you that way, bub. I'm not going to teach you that way at all. I'm going to show you the quickest, fastest way to do it. And I even put a note in his homework for his teacher. What's the matter with you people? Are they going to be pissed off at me? Yeah, I think they already are. They had a big fuss when I had to do a religious preference for not giving them shots. But I don't like the idea that the school they want to do your medical, your dental, your medical. They want to give the kids shots and all that. That's not what a school's for. A school is for teaching these kids and getting them educated, not for doing all this other crap. And I definitely want them out of public schools. We don't know where we're going to land after this lease is up. I have, this back is not, it's seizing up all the time. I feel like an old geezer. I have a hard time getting out of the chair. Yeah, drill and repetition, Mike. That's the way you teach them. So they got it. So, but we might head down south, to get away from this weather. I had to leave Pennsylvania. I was going to go to Florida, and I wound up in California, which worked out because I got a really, really fantastic job. I had the best job in the world, and just worked my way into it, and that helped the back out a lot. Me, it seems like I'm doing good one day, and then the next day it's all locking up again. So, and I do believe it's the weather. I'm not doing anything to hurt myself. Yeah, giving them these shots is a medical experiment. They want to get. I got a dang paper. I'll have to put it on the next vlog. It showed in 1962 there was 3 shots they gave you. One was polio, one was DTP or something, and I forget the last one. Then they showed in the 80s it was about 13. Now they got, I don't know, 85 shots that they give these kids by the time they're 18. What are they doing? Yeah, something, drill and repetition is the way to go. I work with him on that so he can do numbers in his head. Where he's got to do it on paper. You can do addition, subtraction, even division. You can do a lot of that in your head. And I sit here and he says, well, what's that? I do quick things like the 58 minus, or 55 minus 18. Just do it in your head. Make the 18 a 20. Okay? So that you got 35 and then minus 2, 33. You do it in your head. It's that fast. And Matty, he's just amazed. How come they don't teach me that in school? Well, Miss Nicaragua won. Okay. Now, does it have the disclaimer on there, may contain nuts? You never know anymore. It makes me laugh though. You talk about that one that Miss America, or I don't know what it was. It was a Filipino dude, and it made me laugh so hard that you got these people from foreign countries. It's hard to tell. It's really hard to tell. You got to look close, and then they got these ones here in the States. Holy cow! Yeah, Harry, it's drilling. See, they don't want to make it easy for these kids. They want to cloud their mind with bull crap. They really don't want them to learn. They want to fail them. They want to fail them. And here's the thing. Here's something I say. If I was an electrician, and when I first started out, I actually worked residential, doing houses. And if you went in the house and let's say there's 85 plugs in the house, and I've got 20 of them that don't work, I'd be down the road kicking stones, guys. They'd fire me. You can't, go fix it and get out of here. That'd be the end of the story. So why aren't they firing these teachers if they're failing so many kids? Or they're letting them through, and then by the time they get through high school, they can't even pass a 5th grade test. Get rid of them. And, it was like Maddie, he let out a swear word, and the teacher called, and it was this big calamity. And she said, oh my, the parents are going to be calling. Oh, they're all going to be so shocked. I'm like, what's the matter with you, lady? I'll talk to him. No swearing. I'll tell him. Don't worry about it. Meanwhile, his buddies from school, these kids around here are putting him, Filipinos are trash, and they got him coming out of a garbage can. They put all these notes on the door. They come by the door all the time, banging on it. Yeah, the schools here. I got to get him into private. Wes. I'm gonna, well, because of the back, and then I'd like to get down south just for the warmth. And I know the schools are better there. I've talked to some of my buddies there, And that's true. So let me get this down a little bit here so I can read against my black shirt. There we go. But it's just a real pain. But I love my, I forget what they have, Keurig coffee machine. And I found a store over here where they sell, I bought the first box because my sister had some coffee that I really liked, and I bought a 96 box for like 23 bucks, I think it was. Free shipping through Walmart. Way cheaper than in the Walmart store. A lot of the stuff is cheaper if you get it online. And but I don't want to buy a big box like that. They didn't have smaller boxes. I didn't want to buy a big box. Because what if I don't like it? Well, they have a store over here that sells little boxes. They got like 5 in them. Little tiny cute box. And they got 5 in there. Some of them got 10. And we got a Colombian one, which I won't buy again. It's got like a dirt taste to it. I wasn't too pleased with that. But then we got this one called Italian roast, Arabica bean Italian roast. That's a good one. That's a real good one. I like that. So I'll buy that one again. And I looked on Walmart, they have it. But Walmart, I have trouble with them. I had bought a couple things online. And then what they do, let's see. I haven't seen a White Castle around here. I have not seen one there, Paulie. And they started charging me for something. I bought a real nice bag. Say hi. Stick your head in and say hi.
Mm-hmm.
You're getting your hair all fixed. You're snazzy. Don't forget the sides.
Hello.
Hey, he's my shower boy. Good boy. But well, then what happened was a couple weeks later they took 69 bucks out, and the only way they gave my money back, the bank did, but the only way they could fix it was get rid of the card. Well, then I used another card for this company, and they never sent the stuff. And I told them, I sent them a picture on an email that it was taken out of my account. Where's my stuff? So they took it out again, and then they sent it. And I'm going back, you got to send my money back. No, sir, we didn't get the first one. Baloney, it's taken out from your company. It's got the same stuff. So that card got shut off. Well, now I'm at Walmart, and guess what? They won't let me add a card. I can't add the new debit card onto it. So I called them up Friday, and they said, okay, we're going to fix that. No problem. And Friday late in the evening, the guy called back and said, we're still working on it. And we got nothing yet. It doesn't give me a save button on the bottom. And they said, well, you got to go on a laptop. Well, I said I did the original one where I put the card in, and then I put the other card in, the new card in, on the phone. So why is it different now? Oh, we got to get our tech team on that. They'll give you a call sometime in a week or two. So, and they have online, they have good prices. So, let's see here. Let's go. Okay. Yeah, we're gonna go down. I see you're making your own pizza. We're gonna go down to Whole Foods to try to find our bread. We were looking through the store to get bread. We only found one bagel that was actual bread without full of chemicals, and it was a sourdough. And then we found that was, like I say, the bagels, and then we found the regular bread that was a sourdough. But it's not there all the time. I just happened to see the last loaf and grabbed it. But I see at Whole Foods they got it. No, the closest one for me is about 7 miles away. So what I'm going to have to do is probably buy a bunch of them and put them in the freezer. And then we'll have bread here because we like sandwiches and stuff. And he likes French toast in the morning. I always doctor it up a little bit with some vanilla and cinnamon and stuff like that. And then we put honey on top. We found a place that we're getting good honey at. It's the real stuff instead of fake. Some of this stuff you squirt it into a little tiny glass of water, a little bit of it, and it just goes to the bottom and dissipates. That's not honey. You squirt honey into a jar, it should just pour right down on the bottom and make a big glop. Yeah, Paulie's the pizza guy cooking in his pizza oven. We still like that pizza we got here, and there they have some good frozen pizzas in the store here at the Marks. But you got to read the label because a lot of them got this BHT in it, and they're full of high fructose corn syrup.
Wait, show them my picture.
All right, there's a school picture. Oh well. Let's see. Let's fold it over a little bit. There's this picture. That's a school picture. You were wearing your nice shirt, huh?
I'm gonna wear my nice shirt.
Yeah, he likes those button-down shirts. We're gonna go up pick up some more after payday. I want to find it some shirts. They're going on sale now. Just from looking online. Now we got the sizes and stuff that I can buy them online, and they're, I'd say, a third cheaper online, and I get free shipping most of the time. And if I don't, I'll put it in my basket and it'll sit there for a week and then it'll come back. Yeah, but I use the Keurig machine now. I'm not using a regular pot anymore, Wes. So I don't know. I still like that the Italian roast I got. It's the one I like the best. That's the one I have right here. But it's not one where you're going to drink 4 or 5 cups. You'll have the heebie-jeebies. It's one where you drink a cup and then maybe later in the day another one. And we're still waiting for the guy to either loan me his drill or come over and just drill my 2 holes for the reverse osmosis. And if I was able to get the drain hole in there, it's a hard plastic pipe. So if I take the Omni bit and just turn it with my hand, I can't get it through. So it has to be a drill. And I could do it. I could still use it if I could get the drain hole in, but I can't pop through that heavy. The guy who did under the sink when he fixed it here did a real good job. Our only problem is, again, they're cutting out the hot water. I think they're doing it on a timer, and what these people don't realize.
They have this in the school.
Okay, just keep it low. What they don't realize, these boiler tanks are huge. I mean, they're not like a 500-gallon tank or something. They look like you can get about 6 500-gallon tanks in there, and they don't understand that if you shut that off and that water cools down, it costs them a lot more to heat it back up. You know, if it's hot already and that burner's going, it's going to keep it hot. So, but they, penny wise and pound foolish, I guess. But they don't seem to get how boilers work. No, the apartment don't have one. It's main boilers. There's 2 main boilers right down the hall from me. And I get up, I'm always up. The latest I get up is about 4. And some days 3, 3:30, 3:20, like that. And I'll go turn the hot water on to get ready for a shower. Cold. It's not even warm. It's cold water again. So I'm back to the Philippines when it comes to this crap. Lots of pressure though. I have to admit, there's a ton and a half of pressure here. I can't wait to get my reverse osmosis hooked up. That's going to save us on the water. We've been going through, like today, we went through a gallon and a half already, and we're not done yet. What?
Personal.
Okay, you can watch it. That's the other phone.
Oh.
Somebody, it's just a message. We'll get that later. Stick your head in there.
Hello.
Hello, my handsome buddy. He's being a good egg, this one, huh, buddy? He's being a good egg. I'm still working on him on picking up his clothes and keeping things clean. I don't want to live like hillbillies. He's got places where his clothes got to go, and we got underneath the TV I have where I keep all of our winter stuff, our helmets, the goggles, the neckerchiefs and mittens and all that stuff. And I got it all there. I don't want him to start throwing dirty clothes in there. I don't know what's dirty and clean. I don't want to wash clean clothes, but he's got to get it. Hey, how you doing, Sean? But so he's starting to get it. What's that under there? Is those pants or something under there? I'm just talking about that now. Put those in the dirty clothes if you're done wearing them, or put them on that chair if you're going to wear them again. Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah. I still got him where he's got to get out of his school clothes as soon as he gets off of school, because he scoots around on the carpet and put a hole in the one pair of jeans.
Here, I'll show that. I'll show them.
Yeah, and his mom bought him these stupid skinny jeans. He can't even pull them up enough to put socks on. He's got to put his socks on first. They're so stupid skinny, and then when he moves, he rips them. You know, you don't do that to a little kid. You got to give him something loose. Yeah, it definitely goes through a loop. It's constantly moving through, but the problem is they're shutting the boiler off, so there's zero hot water. You can't push cold water through a loop and expect to get hot water. Yeah, there's his. That's his Sunday pants now.
Yep.
Did that on the carpet.
Too skinny.
Yeah, I can't do cold showers now. I never did I like a nice hot shower, but I just wait. What I do is I wait now until Maddie goes to school, and I get the dishes soaking, and the stove, you know, whatever I was cooking on, I get all that soaking, and then I jump in a real hot shower. Careful, Bob. Don't mess with that.
For you.
Yeah, you can put that back on the tree. So don't let me do the live, okay? Unless you want to pop in and say howdy, that's all. But we're doing pretty good here. We actually went out the other day and we found a real nice cabinet on wheels. A lot of people, they don't throw them in the dumpster, and they got a real big, long dumpster. It's like one, you know, takes up a whole truck for big stuff. But what everybody does is they'll put it aside, in where the dumpsters are, but up by the front wall, so it doesn't get all full of, you know, garbage or anything like that. And then the workers will come out there after a couple of days, and nobody takes it and throw it in the big one. So we always go over there and look. And I got a real nice white cabinet. It's got doors on the bottom, and it's on wheels, so it was easy to bring in. And it's like new. I mean, there's absolutely nothing wrong with it. They just didn't want it no more. You know, they just said, "Oh, heck with that." So we got it, and it's Matty claimed that he's putting his shoes down in the bottom. He puts his school bag on it, and it's kind of cool. It's working out pretty good for him. Yeah, I just watched Tropical Tim's thing where he was in different hotels. He left Boracay or wherever he was, and he went into Cebu, and they got these casinos and stuff. And he said they were constantly getting moved from rooms because this didn't work or that didn't work. You know, all they worry about is making things look nice. They don't worry about their infrastructure. And I ran into that too when I was going around Manila. I don't know if he has or not. I really don't. But yeah, there was a lot of stuff. I went into one place. The first thing I did was turn on the shower water, and there was no water. Oh no, this one don't have water. I said, well, you want a lot of money for this. I need water. Oh, well, so then we went around to the next room they took me to. What Filipinos do is they close the curtains and they close it up when the air conditioner was on, and then it might sit for a while. And when you go in there, it's just nothing but musty. You get this real moldy, musty smell. And I said, I'm not staying in here. And then finally they got me one down on the first floor that was pretty nice. Everything worked. Air conditioner worked. The water worked. It wasn't like a lot of pressure or anything, but you're going to run into that in the Philippines. And I don't care where you go. I talked to a fella, one of the subscribers here. I just started talking to him a couple weeks ago. He's never commented or anything, but he's been watching the show, and he sent me an email. And I said, well, can you go on Messenger? I don't have all that. Just email, blah blah blah. I said, okay. So I'm going back and forth. He bought a condo He said it's a weekly battle because it's a brand new condo. They just finished it, and he says everything's wrong with it. He says the water pipes burst, flooded the whole place after he got the carpet in. He bought his own carpet, like big rugs that he bought, because it's all tile floors here. And I wish this place had tile floor, at least in the dining room. They carpet the damn dining room. That's the dumbest thing I ever heard. But he's got a brand new condo that he paid a fortune for. It was way more than my house. He said it was like $8 million for this place. And oh yeah, that place West that I went to, we did go to a really good place that West hooked us up to. That it was inexpensive. It was real nice. I said, if I could find an apartment like that place was here, I would have took it in a minute. Because you could do anything you want. You got a little kitchen. It wasn't real big, but like one big room, like a studio, and it was absolutely the nicest place I was at in Manila. Yeah, like Paulie even says, it was an absolute fantastic place. I really liked that. Wes, you could put on there what it's called hey Rail, if anybody wants to wind up in Manila or they want to go early for their plane or something, that is the place to stay. Absolutely 100%. Everything worked. The shower worked fantastic. It had lots of pressure, and it had plenty of hot water. I mean, they had the Instahot up in the ceiling, and they had it turned all the way up. I had plenty of hot water in the sink, for washing the dishes and stuff. And it was just real clean when we got in there. That was the first thing I noticed. There wasn't even any grime in the corners. They just spotless. And if I would ever go back there, I would stay there. And it was inexpensive. Yeah, and it was a kind of a nice area. The thing I didn't like about it was a lot of the restaurants closed up at night. So if you got up at 2 and you wanted to go get a hamburger or something, they were closed. Yeah, Mike, it was definitely a gem. I'm glad Wes hooked me up with that. Paulie went there. He loved it. I can't remember what the price was, but I do remember thinking, damn, this is like dirt cheap. Dirt cheap for Manila. And it's right by the airport. We did take like a taxi over the airport because you got to go way out and around and stuff. But that was cheap too. It was a couple $100 I think. And just getting all the bags in there, and then hailing the cab there was kind of tough. That was a bad thing I didn't like about it, because they're whipping back and forth like that, and you're trying to get one. It was raining, and it took us about a half an hour, and we couldn't stand underneath the covering. We had to get out by the street to wave these cabs down, so we're getting all wet. But it was just a busy day, I guess. But we finally got a cab. We made it in plenty of time. I went to the airport this last time thinking, man, it's going to be hours. So I got there hours early, way early, and I was through. When I was standing in this real long line, some dude walked up to me, says, come with me, and he took me to a line that had one person in front of me. They went through real quick. We went into the back area, and when I got through there, boom, we were sitting waiting for the plane for hours. So yeah, that was pretty good, Paulie. Okay. Remember that hotel we stayed in Manila before we came here?
Yeah.
That was pretty nice, huh?
It's better than the Philippines.
It was in the Philippines.
Yeah, but I mean,
It was
it's
like the
better than our house.
Yeah, it was best. Yeah, well, our house was all broken. Chucky, Greg Bender Nomad, to the stream saying you were scam minimum all your viewers for donations. Yeah, there's a lot of people doing all kinds of shit like that. They make up stuff, and it's kind of aggravating.
Hello.
Yeah, well, that I call him Ricky Bobby. That's his stick. Folks like that have to cut other people down in order to make themselves seem better, and he has such a hollow life. It's just all chicks and banging all these chicks and stuff. And that's not the way. So, but yeah, if you ever go into Manila, that is definitely the place to go. Uh, I'm sure if we would have got out and walked around farther from there, we'd have found some nicer places. But they had the pizza place, and they had a really good store. There was a cool store that it was like Arabian ladies were in there, and we went in and they had all kinds of weird stuff you don't see anywhere, from all over the world, and they had some weird candies and that I'd never seen before, and different kinds of pop to drink and weird beers. They had all kinds of stuff. So that was really something. Yeah, Kaleo, it's a I don't know. I don't, they gotta trounce on people, and it's to the point with the video that I saw, what he was doing on me. It's to the point where that's liable. You know, the dummy can get sued for that. Somebody's going to wind up suing his ass for that because your defense is the truth, and he just makes this stuff up. Yeah, yeah, that's a good place to rest. It's just a real nice place. Yeah, Wes, there's one on either side. When we went there this last time, when took Wes there, he was on the one side. And then when we got there, we wound up on the other side, and it didn't seem to matter. It didn't seem to matter what side you were on. They're very, very nice, super nice places. So the Wes is down in Nicaragua. How's your place coming, Wes? Looking good? Yeah, the 58 bucks when you do the transition, that was a bargain. That's a bargain for a real nice place. The bed was real good. It was a regular hotel mattress, nice and firm. I want to get a regular bed in here. I still can't lay down. I can't even lay down on the couch with this back. It's just, I cannot get, I just can't get comfortable. And, if I lay down on there, I start getting the heebie-jeebies. My legs start getting to feel funny in my shoulders. So, and it's hard to roll around. So I just got to get back up and sleep in the chair. But I got all my stuff to prop my head up when I'm in the chair. And I remember that's how my mother, for the last, I don't know, 10 years of her life, slept in the chair. So it kind of sucks what's happening with the back, but it's definitely more than likely I'm going to have to, when this lease is up, I'm going to have to skedaddle and head down south. I had some feelers out with my buddy down there, and you can get places pretty cheap. And that's just probably what's going to have to happen. But I do got my preacher from my old church in Pennsylvania. He's down there. I talk to him about maybe once a year or so. He's pretty busy, and he's in a church down there that's not that far from the place I was looking at. And then Ronald's down there, and he was showing me some of the area. He gets his camera out, and while he's driving along his truck, it's country. It's country place. I always liked that. Lots of hunting, lots of fishing. And that's more my speed. Here, I don't have a car, so hunting, you can forget it. When I was in Pennsylvania, I could walk down the railroad tracks a little bit, and I could start hunting right out of town. Here, I got to jump just 20 miles to the nearest place I can hunt. Yeah, Mike, that's a bummer. Cool, Wes. Thanks, buddy. Yeah, I don't know a lot of these. I see new faces. You never knew who they are, but I didn't do lives for six weekends, I think, just because of these stinking people. You know, it's just absolutely aggravating. You know, I don't know how to defend myself from a lie. You know, I just don't. You know, it's just these people are absolutely ridiculous. Absolutely. But I'm hoping to get out and hunt one of these days and get the boy out. You know, we goof around with the BB gun or anything, but we can't shoot the 22. I'd like to get him out to shoot that. But you know, we got to do a buggy, and that'll be coming up. Right now, I'm gonna wait until the lady at Progressive said, look, if you have the motorcycle insurance for a year and you've got no claims against it, we can give you insurance for, you know, a 63-year-old man. It's going to be pretty cheap. Car barn? No, I won't be moving back to the Philippines. Well, I don't know. That's like somebody came in and gave me a hard time about buying, uh, what do they call it? Um, the Carhartt, because they said, oh, Carhartt did this during the thing. You know something? It's a bummer, but Carparn, no. I got one boy here. Oh, cool. Yeah, that was a nice room. Yeah, Carparn. I got my son Matty here with me. That's it. I'd like to have the other kids here too. I would like to have them here. I think they do a lot better than in the Philippines. But you know, they get stuck. Filipinos get stuck in the mud, thinking it's the best place in the world. And personally, uh, you know, like for me, a lot of the problem is the traffic. Uh, how inconsiderate the people really are. You know, when I was in the States, you meet Filipinos, they send like the cream of the crop. You know, and they're super nice people, and they're usually nurses or doctors or something in the medical field. Some of them come and they do the health care for, you know, they get people jobs, taking care of old people, and they're the people you want. And you know, that's all great, but when you're there in the Philippines, so many, you know, they're constantly hounding you for money, and that gets tiring. You know, they won't quit. They'll pull out in front of you in traffic, even though they can't go nowhere. They could back up and get out of your way so you can go, but they'll sit there and just not look. And they're nasty. They'll get out and scream at you and everything. So, and then to go 2 kilometers takes an hour. When I used to go up to Wes can tell you about this stuff. Yeah, well, I got a hold of the General also. I used to have that insurance, and it was about 4 times as much as Progressive. I got the Progressive insurance on my bike for $75 for a full year. So it's good all the way till next September. So, you know, for 75 bucks. And then if that gets in, I can get their insurance for a little bit and might look around and find something cheaper. I don't need full coverage or anything like that. Now I'm glad I got the bike in the garage. Yeah, there's lots of different insurance companies all over. I had an insurance broker when I lived in Pennsylvania, and he would even call me up and say, "Hey, you know something? We got this new company that's really good. It's 5-star rated and everything. It's going to save you about 25%. You want me to switch you?" Yeah, sure, go ahead. He used to do that all the time. Yeah, Todd, definitely. That was a mistake when I got the car. You think you're going to drive a car like here. You know, here the traffic is it's not bad at all. Yeah, Wes, I already. We're back. Yeah, the General, that was like 300 some dollars for it. I did see Elephant while I was searching around, and I was getting quotes and stuff, and nobody came anywhere near Progressive price. So, but yeah, I would definitely stay away from the driving. You can get a van. I have one buddy that lives there. Whenever he wants to go somewhere, he calls the van. He's from Australia, and he calls the guy and says, "Hey, look, we're going to be going out. We're going to be going to the store. I need you for the whole day. I'm going to want to go to this store. I want to go to that store. Blah blah blah." And the guy driving around, he says, "I get it for maybe 800-900 pesos for the whole day." Well, I got the Ohio State minimum insurance, so that's good. Hey, Athena, yeah, I'm definitely. We'll see how the back goes. If this clears up, uh, and I can get out without all this stress on my back. Right now, the only thing that's the matter with it is the muscles all around my rib cage in the back, like from my arms back. I got a little bit of pinched nerve between my shoulder blades, but that is almost gone. I went to the chiropractor again, and that's clearing up. But what happens is I go for a walk, and the muscles there get like exhausted. It's like I ran a marathon or something. So yeah, Carp Barn, that's what I did. I had a search thing going on for all the insurance companies, and it starts scrolling through and tells you what they got. Yeah, me, I did the Philippines 11 years, and that's about all I could stand. And I was wanting to leave way before I left. Piece of tilapia, huh? Yeah, we got some nice tilapia up here at the store. I hope with this winter coming, we don't get too snowbound, because walking to the store is going to be a bummer. We like to get our meats at Aldi's, and we got two Walmarts here. They're both 5 miles away, and lugging groceries just sucks. I can get the lift cab. Hey, did you guys hear about that town in Michigan where they fired the whole city council and everything? They went and voted, and they even had a locksmith go in and change all the locks and put all of them out. And now they got their new ones are starting to get in, because they were going to put a Chinese battery factory in, and the people didn't want it. They were going to invest billions of dollars just for a couple thousand jobs, and these people didn't want it. So there's an Aldi's. It's 2 miles from here. I go to Aldi's. That's where I get the meat. Hey, Craig. Let's see. Where's that on? Let's see. Oh, thanks there, Craig. Uh, Thanks for having us in your prayers. That is the most important thing, guys. All right, Athena. Great. Love to hear it. Yeah, I was just looking for a gun safe. I got my AR fixed up just the way I want it. Mike actually sent me a really cool sling, and the sling goes on the front of the buffer tube. I bought the tool set so I could get the thing apart without breaking anything, because it takes some weird tools to get this thing apart. And I got that on easy. When I was going to put the spring back in for the takedown pin, I just got some real good tape. I have this aluminum tape. It's got like super sticky stuff, and it's not too thick. They got a real thick one. This is a thin one, and I just put that there to capture the spring. Got the thing up, started getting the nut almost tight, and then just stuck a metal. It's kind of like a metal. It's for toe jam. It's got a little thing on the front, and I got in there and pried it up away from the spring. Got that separated, and then tightened her down. Everything worked good. Yeah, I was looking at gun safes. There's some pretty nice ones that aren't too expensive. But the AR is done. I got mine in 450 Bushmaster. It's just going to be a hog gun right now. I'd like to get a 223 Wild or the 556. 223 Wild. A lot of people think that that's a cartridge. It's not. It's a chambering. 223 Wild is a chambering, and then you can use the 222 or the 5.56 with no headaches. So. But getting them collected up, and I'd like to get a shotgun because I always like to. I used to love to go like grouse hunting and stuff like that. I like to eat grouse. That's one of the tasty things I like to eat, and they just got a real good flavor for me. I actually used to hunt them with a contender 410, and I was 50-50 on getting them. Yeah, you got to read the labels on where it's from, where it says what product it's and where it comes from. Yeah, I'd like to have a like 556. I got some magazines. I got a real good deal on magazines, and it was a special on them, and I haven't seen it since, so I went ahead and yeah, that's it. WYLDE. Yeah, it's a chambering. It's if you read up about it, that's it. I was a gunsmith for years, and a lot of guys, they'd get their 223 and jam 556. The pressures run a lot higher on 556, so you could run into some trouble down the road. But if you have the 556, you can shoot the 223s out of it. So, and I wasn't going to drink another cup of coffee, but here we go. This was the donut one, Maddie?
Let me go check.
Okay, make sure you shut it off too, okay?
Yup.
Okay, thanks, buddy. Maddie's my coffee maker. Yeah, ammo. I used to reload all the time. Mine, I used a single stage press and weighed. I even had a special bullet seeder where I would take it out of the press, put the case up in this thing, and drop the bullet in, and press it in. I had a Buffalo tool that would put a cantilever, because I would cut the rifling forward a little bit so I could get my bullet out as far as I could get, still hold it in solid, and so it isn't taking up powder space. Yeah, and there's some, I'm seeing prices 1,000 rounds of ammunition for under $300. I don't know if you go to press checkout if they're going to say they have it or not, but I'm seeing 26 cents a round for 556 now. So that's not too bad. 62 grain full metal jacket, or green tip, they call it. You just got to watch where you get it. If you get CCI or you get the Winchester and all that, there doesn't seem to be too much problem. I used to have I had a couple Ruger rifles, the ranch carbines, and loved those things. Well, I never really monkeyed with the ARs. The only time I ever shot one, and then after that I said, boy, I got to get one, but it just never worked out. We were at the Pittsburgh Police training area, and we were shooting. We were bringing our guns and shooting all our stuff, and the cops were over there, and they had a Colt AR-15. Well, it was actually a fully automatic job, but I walked over there. Oh, can I check it out? And they're like, yeah, sure. Yeah. You want to shoot it? Sure. And they had magazines already loaded up, and it was the one, and I'd like to get one. It had like the carry handle and the big high sight on the front, and that's the model I liked, because all the way out to 200 yards on all their little gongs they had. Their range only went out to 200. The one on the left side went out a little farther. I couldn't miss. I was gonging the heck out of them. Those guys were, man, you can shoot, buddy. It's a nice gun. And they let me shoot about 250 rounds. They didn't care. Yeah, man. I wish there would been a door on there to get to it. It just seems like such a waste. You go from the bottom and it just goes straight up to nothing. Oh, well, thank you, Patricia. Glad you're here. Oh, good. I'm glad you got that fixed up, Mike. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, you can run into trouble with a lot of these. I haven't even gotten out and shot mine yet. I like the AR-15 because you can just take it down barrel and you put it in a nice little small bag and it doesn't look like you're carrying around a rifle. They got constitutional carry in the state of Ohio. I still want to get a permit so when I visit my daughter in Pennsylvania, that I can uh, carry there also. But carrying a rifle around here is not good. And I wouldn't even carry open. Just carry, it's open or concealed, but I would not carry open here. And the thing that really surprised me was how many people are carrying. It just amazes me. Not that I know of, Sean. I love the bowl. I can't bowl right now with the back the way it is, but I love the bowl. I used to hold a hell of an average. And hey, Uncle Charles. Yeah, we're doing pretty good. We got furniture. It's all stuff like the table. We got that real nice glass table with the chromed bottom. The fellow that one of the big honchos up in the office, he came down. He says, "Hey, I'm upstairs and we're clearing out this apartment. They got a real nice table. You want it?" And so I went over and looked at it. I'm like, "Yeah, this is a nice table." He says the chairs, they took the chairs, but they left the tables, and he even got his guys to carry it in for me. So it's glass top table. It's kind of nice. We got Maddie a nice little, all kinds of cool stuff. Uh, I'm thinking because we might head south, uh, I would do it traveling light. If I get the furniture from the motel, it's going to cost me minimum $650 to get it from there to here. And I was thinking I'll just tell the folks, just keep it. We got enough stuff. We're doing just fine. And then if we do go down south next year, we're not taking this stuff. We'll figure something out when we get down there. And that's what we're looking for. But I'm liking the idea of Arkansas, the southeastern end of Arkansas. And there's some beautiful places down south. I remember when I was young, I worked in Lawrenceburg, Tennessee, and I wanted to move down there then. It just didn't work out. Cool, Sean. Yeah, yeah. You don't want to, especially open carry too. If somebody's coming in to rob a place, you're the first one they're going to target if you're carrying open. Yeah, my banjo music. Yeah, but it is. I went down years ago. We used to go down to Arkansas quite a bit because I would get coon dogs to train, and the dang things would just chase deer and all that. Well, down there you can use dogs to chase deer, and we'd bring them down there and sell them, and even hunt down there, coon hunted down there a little bit. Never deer hunted though. Yeah. Trailer, if you get a car, stuff keeps you more comfortable. Yeah. Well, this stuff here too. One thing, I'm not sweating anything here because if I get all the way through February and this back is still this way, I'm just gonna bank. I'm gonna bank and bank. And oh, by the way, I got a thing from I switched over to my bank here, and I was going back and forth with YouTube about this money, and they sent me a thing saying that after the 20th, it says the 21st, 20, 20th, 21st, 22nd, 23rd, the money will be going in the account. So they're gonna pay me the money they owe me, and then it says over plus taxes. So I'll keep you guys posted on how much they take out. But it's right now it was 3680 and change, 3,680 that they owe me. Now you're not getting as much. I used to easily do close to 100 a month, sometimes over. Now you're lucky if you get 20 bucks a month, and they got 10 times the commercials. It's stupid, but if they don't send me the money and I don't get it this month, I'm just going to demonetize the channel myself. Because what for? Why have the commercials on there when the bastards don't give me the money anyway? So. Yeah, but if I start saving for a new place, then I'll go ahead and I can buy furniture down there as we go. Miami, Philippines. Yeah, Paulie, it was just such a hassle for mine. I had set it up and they just wouldn't send it. They sent it and said, it didn't make it to your bank. Your bank refused it and all that. And I went down to the bank. They said, they never got anything. They have other people that are doing YouTube and getting money in, and there's no problem. And I said, yeah, but are they Philippines? They said, no, it all comes from the States. We'll no problem transfer it over to Filipino money for you. Because I had a Filipino and American account, so. Well, I'll tell you what, Wes, it doesn't get cold like up here. Not even close. Not even close. It can go to 20 below here, no problem. Plus it freezes. What do you need, bub?
After your live, we're going for a walk.
Yeah, we can go for a walk after the live. He likes to do his night walks. Now, it was a beautiful day today, but we may have to bundle up a little bit. Bring your gloves. Put your gloves in your pocket. He always forgets his gloves and got to go back and get them. I said, just put them in your pocket. I got mine in my pocket. So I keep a pair of light ones here. Bring those here. Maddie, bring that one here.
This one?
Yeah, I got some really good Carhartt, waterproof, nice ones. But I got these down at Mark's for 98 cents or something like that. They fit okay, and they keep the chill off your fingers. And they got the nice little rubber grippies. And I fold them up. They're real small. Keep them in my coat pocket. And then it just keeps the chill off your hands. So, okay, let me go back here a little bit. Yeah, I had all that stuff too, Paulie. I had all the ansets. Everything was all done. They just wouldn't send me the money. I didn't have any problem with it. I was just watching a thing on YouTube where some woman was getting on this guy because he was selling Mexican food or something like that. And there was a Mexican guy standing there saying, I don't care. It's good. These people try to make a big fuss out of everything. I like cheap Wahoo. Who gives a crap? To me, it's just stupid, all the stuff they pull. Okay. Yeah, it goes up and down. Maddie had some rice tonight for dinner. Hey, James, how you doing, buddy? Yeah, it gets bone chilling cold here, guys. You start heading down south. I went down, I was in Tennessee this was in the 80s, where they had the first snow in 20 years, and I watched a 17-car pile up at the light right outside the gas station. I was getting some breakfast in the gas station. No sense in making it because they had these really nice sandwiches that the lady cooked right there. They had a regular grill, and she was cooking you they called it an omelet sandwich. They'd cook you a little omelet with whatever you wanted on it, and then they like grilled cheese the bread for you, and it was pretty good. Yeah, I don't know about Florida yet. You know, I just don't. I'm not sure about Florida. I was going to move down there before, but I'd rather be in a place that's a little bit less populated. Ah, cool, Wes. Yeah, it's nice to see we got people. Yeah, but it never. It's that's the thing about Arkansas. It doesn't stay that way. That's the thing. I talked to my buddy over here, and he was sitting out earlier today, and he said it was nice. He just had a light jacket on. He said it's the coolest it's been in a long time, but it doesn't stay that way. Here, it'll sock down to below freezing for a month and a half, 2 months. You know, and that's the thing that gets me. Now I do got some good clothes. It seems if I bundle up really good outside. And when I was young, I never liked to bundle up too hot because I would get sweaty and then you get clammy. But now that I'm older, uh, I'm not hustling anymore. You know, I'm just doing a nice easy Kimball. You know, we've done a lot of big walks. We walked to the Kmart I don't know how many times from here. 10-mile trip there and back. We've gone up to Aldi's a few times. Uh, I use the backpack to carry the food. It's a lot better than pulling that little cart. That's just real hard on the back. It's better if I have the backpack on. I got this monstrously big backpack, and I think I gave Wes one. They're really nice, and they're holding up super good. You know, they're pretty nice backpacks. Okay, what we got there? Yeah, you get Wes. It gets like a real biting cold around the lake. Yeah, San Francisco. I wouldn't do California again. Yeah, yeah. There you go, Paulie. Yeah, I love to ride the motorcycle. There you go. Wes. Yeah, but next year when the insurance gets cheaper, I was gonna buy a car, found a car and all that, and then when I went to call for the insurance and they were talking like $350 a month, it was ridiculous. I could have bought a new car and got a payment lower than that. So I'm just gonna wait. They're hitting me like I'm a brand new driver because my my California license had expired and all I had was the Filipino one. So and that was kind of a pain getting everything back on track again. And but I'll tell you, so far we're in this apartment. I was talking to the lady up the bank the one day, and she says, "Oh, you're in Tower in the Park," and I says, "Yeah." She goes, "How much is that place now?" And I said, "Well, just got a garage, so it's a little over $1,000." She goes, "Boy, that's ridiculously expensive. There's other ones around that are like half, almost half." I says, "Yeah, but you got to pay your heat." And that starts getting expensive, guys. Yeah, you got Whitmer over there, Paulie. Talk about a nut. When you start looking at these people, they got this odd look about them. It seems like the liberals all got that same weirdo look, you know. And hey, we got some here. We got one fella here. big as broadest shoulders you ever seen. Big raw bone looking dude, and he's all chicked out, wearing dress, stockings, high heels, full makeup, uh, long hair, and all that kind of stuff. Plucked eyebrows, all you know, you name it, earrings, and all that stuff. And there's, you'd have to be a fool not to know that this was a man. It's a man. It's it has no. It doesn't even look. It's little narrow hips, big broad shoulders. I mean, holy cow. What do we got here? We're missing some. Well, we had the one day of snow here, and then we got out real early in the morning before school, so we had to have a snowball fight and stuff. But by the time he got home, it was just about all gone. There was a few pockets under some bushes where he could go make a snowball, and have a little bit of fun whipping snowballs. He's getting pretty good at throwing, and his accuracy is really getting good. I'd like to make sure he gets into sports, but he's going to have to get buddies to do it. I used to be a pretty good baseball player, basketball player, football player, but all that stuff's gone at this time in my life. I just can't seem to move like I used to. Can't run. That's why you got to have a pistol. My days of running are over. That's for sure. But we've been having record warm weather here. They got that big El Nino thing is what they're talking about, what's causing it. And hey, global warming, I'm all for it. It'd be nice if it was 75 degrees here. I wouldn't have a problem with that at all. And then they keep saying about how, if all the ice melts, it's going to be flooded and all this and blah, 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 blah. That's the biggest pile of baloney and all this carbon stuff they're talking about. I don't buy any of that stuff. It's just stupid. That's like they were talking to little Greta, about all these planes and stuff, and she was saying how many jets she has and all this stuff. What do we got here? Yeah, we did quite a bit of bike riding when we were here. Uh, a lot. But there you go, James. Yeah, I know. It's all bullcrap. They're buffaloing people. Yeah, I would like to have, me, I can conceal, very easily conceal a large gun. I actually had a 10.5 inch Smith & Wesson 29 in a shoulder holster that I concealed. I had a little thing on my belt for the muzzle, and then I had a little thing that slipped through clamshell so you could pull it out. It hinged out. And nobody knew I had that thing, just with the light shirt on. So I can conceal. I'd like to have a Ruger Alaskan. And I know they got all these crazy calibers, but just give me a 44 Magnum. I'll be happy with that. That'd be a nice pistol. For years and years in the summer, I carried a SP 101 and 357. And great little gun. And mine was a lot of people would have sent it back because at 25 yards, I don't care what you did with it. I even tried shooting it with my left hand to see, because somebody said, "Oh, that's your hand is doing that," but it would shoot 2 feet to the left. If you put it dead on. So at 25 yards, you had to aim 2 feet to the right to hit the man-sized target with the heart and all that. And I got really good at it. But I always said, boy, if somebody ever got it away from me and I could make some distance between me and them, they ain't never going to hit me. But why that gun did that, I have no idea. Yeah, I liked the revolvers. I had plenty. I custom built some single action armies, used the Ruger and trued them all up, and just did tons of work to them to make them kind of like a Freedom Arms gun. Make them super tight. Change the forcing cone in the Ruger so they don't spit so much. One thing you got to be careful of. I know a lot of gunsmiths. They would close the cylinder gap real tight. Well, you can get that jammed up real quick if you do that. Oh yeah, there's a lot of places like that, Athena. Yeah, I want to go down when my brother's ready. I'd like to go down and get the permit. You can't do it here in this county. It just takes forever. So if we head down south, they got one where they'll fix you up in a day. And I still have all my old paperwork from my training that I took, through the NRA a long time ago. I got my deer hunter safety course that I took with my son when he was just a little kid. So I got all that stuff yet. Yeah, I got 10 30 round clips for the AR. Got a good deal on them. They were a little bit under $10 a piece. There you go. A lot of people, they just loop their firearms up way too much, and starts getting cold, they'll jam up. Another thing people will do is they'll be out in the cold, and then they'll bring it in, they'll set it on the shelf, or they'll set it somewhere, and they get moisture in there in the little crevices, so you start getting rust in where the cylinder is, and the automatics will get it down and around the trigger and all the little spring holes and pockets, and they don't realize, like if I come in and I keep the gun under the back. That's this internet here. The internet here is crap. They call it Spectrum. I call it Sphincter. It's off a lot. The other day it was off for most of the day. You call them, oh, there's no outages over there. Well, I got no service. So that sucks. I go down to the little old lady's down the thing and use that little flip phone. She lets me use it anytime I want. She's T-Mobile. Because nothing will work. When this thing goes out, it won't even my what do they call it? The data doesn't work. None of it works. Yeah, Athena, they don't let you have nothing. They don't let you carry anything in the Philippines. But yet the Filipinos, these hitmen walk around with a pistol, shoot people right in the head. I actually was, when I was there, we watched a robbery from across the street. They pulled up on a motorcycle, got out and robbed everybody waiting for the jeepney. Took their purses, wallets, everything. Yeah, I want to get, we're going to have some rain coming up this week, but I want to get out the bike. And today I was a little bit stiff, so I decided I'll hold off on that. But I want to get down to the Fin, Feather, and Fur and go. I'm not going to buy my Carhartts from there because they're too expensive. I'll get them online, but I want to go and try them on. I want to see what size I got to get. I don't like getting stuff online that I don't know the size, and then when you get it, it's wrong, and you got to send the damn thing back, and them Carhartts are kind of heavy. I just want something for the bike when I'm riding in the cold weather. And I want to pick up a pair of sealskins to go underneath my big waterproof gloves, and that way, my hands will definitely be nice and warm. I rode my whole life in the freezing cold weather from the time I was a young guy. My brother does the same thing. He don't care. He rides, and hopefully him and I, when he gets a break from work, we can do a nice big ride. I want to get out and see my daughter, but right now she's in Pennsylvania, 150 miles away, and there's no way I'm going to take a trip on the bike now, even if they say the weather forecast is good for 4 days, because that can change anytime. You might get halfway there and you're in sleet and snow, and I can't have that on the bike, especially with Maddie on the back. So, I'm not doing that. I do have my toll road thingy all set, the little automatic. In the Philippines, they give you a little sticker that goes on your headlight. Here, here they give you this big stupid box. I mean, how backwards is that? But it does the same thing. You know, you can drive right through and it'll collect the money out of there. You had to put like 20 bucks in it to start it. And then it said you can't use it for 48 hours. But we won't be going down, we won't, or over to Pennsylvania for a while, unless something happens with the buggy. I'm just, you know, I'm seeing lots of buggies that are, now that the cold weather's coming, uh, people got their winter car already, and prices are coming down on a lot of the used cars. That some of them look pretty good, and I just don't want to pay the insurance. I just really don't want to pay the insurance bill on it. It's too much. Yeah, Mike. They give you here in Ohio. They give you this stupid big box. It's like this wide. It's about this high, and it's front to back. It's about that deep, and it's got a little. You got to put the little glue the Velcro thing down. Now I don't know how long that's going to hold up on my bike, but and then you stick it on there. Who knows? But they show you putting it up on your windshield. Up, they tell you where to put it up high, and how to aim it so that it picks up the signal. They don't have one for bikes. They don't seem to do a lot of stuff for bikes here, even though Ohio's one. I think they're the second largest registered bike uh, states. Yeah, I love living in Pennsylvania. I could go out of my place and walk up the tracks 75 yards, and I could start hunting. You know, plenty of deer in there, and a lot of people didn't hunt there because it was close to the edge of town. Now, I'm not going to shoot back towards town or anything like that, but I got a lot of groundhogs on the tracks. You know, they come out from the thing and be sitting in the tracks, and they're not used to being shot at, so they just sit there and look at you. Well, Theocaria spear. There you go. Yeah, I hope a lot more states. I think there's 38 states that have constitutional carry now. But you know, like Paulie says, they could take that away at any time. You know, it depends on who you get in. You know, with all the crap they're pulling, they're amending the Constitution for the, you know, for the. I'll have to say the word abortionists. You know, that's just insane. Yeah, it's just a real shame. That's the bad thing, you know. Like for me, moving down south, though, I'm going to be a lot farther from the family, and it won't, you know, it won't be a couple times a year to come up. You know, maybe come up in the summer. Wish I had the means to have two places. I'd go back and forth, be a snowbird, but I don't. But I do know the places down there. My buddy was telling me, oh yeah, you can get some pretty good places. And then I went on that. It's a site for looking at places, and then I got his town, and I put a 20-mile radius around there. Oh, compared to here, you know, and they have pictures. They have virtual tours of some of them. A lot of them are little old houses where, you know, Granny and Grandpa passed away, or they're in a home or something, and the house is sitting there, and they want to rent it to keep it warm, and it's not worth anything. I've seen some houses down there for like 20 grand, you know, fixer-uppers and stuff like that. Uh, you know, and I could see myself doing that down the road. You know, getting a fixer-upper. You know, I could putter around and fix stuff here and there. I actually did a place, just gutted it one time. Gutted the whole place and just new plumbing, new electrical, new everything. You know, new panel, and then put new drywall up and cove base and all the stuff, and everything was fine on that. It was all built new. But you know, a lot of these little country towns, you could pick up houses for nothing. I had when I lived in Pennsylvania, and I was heading on to the other side of Pittsburgh every day. I got a house for $8,000 and fixed it up, no problem. Fixed it up nice, put another bathroom in there, new windows, all kinds of stuff. And I did it myself over a period of time. New kitchen, fixed the floors, did a whole bunch of stuff. And one of my buddies bought a place in Pittsburgh. It was like 350,000. He said, "Yeah, but I don't got to drive that far." I said, "I could drive my whole career and never have 350,000 in gas." You know what I mean?
Hello.
There you go. There's my little buddy. Well, I'll tell you what, Athena, when the crap hits the fan, you definitely need the training. But I've seen so many videos. There's a guy on YouTube that gets cameras from stores all around the world, and some of the good guys win. Sometimes they just fumble and miss. I watched a guy shoot. He had a small automatic, and the guy came in and he pulled it out. Well, the guy, I don't know if his gun had ammo or if it was real or not. Well, he decided to leave, and this guy started emptying it. 6 shots out of this little tiny, I don't know if it's a 380 or 32 or stuff. Never got a hit. So, yeah, that's Maddie. Come over and say hi. Patricia says hi. You want to stick your big mug in the camera and say howdy?
Hey.
Come on. Come on over here. That's my Maddie boy. Huh. That's my little guy right there. Hey, what are you doing way down there? Nobody can see you down there, you knucklehead.
Hello.
Oh, attaboy. He's doing really good, guys. That's for sure. Yeah, Greg, and no kidding. He is absolutely a gem, this one. Not having any problems with him all anywhere. I know the school, they say, "Oh, you said a bad word." Okay. Tell them don't do that no more and be done with it. But they always make big fusses over everything at these schools. It's all women down there, and they get so upset over little things. And to me, I'm a guy. I love to watch that one with Stacy Keach where the little boy's going to stick this thing in the plug, and the mom's saying, "No, no, no," and he's, "No, no, leave it go," and the kid sticks it in there, and hey, he won't be doing that again. Well, yeah, that's how that's the way to handle stuff. So. Hey, Jeff, cool. I did a lot of hunting in West Virginia, down around Parkersburg. We had a friend that lived there, had a big farm. Got some nice buck down there. I used to like to go down there. One thing that I really liked was they had the nicest roads. They had just, I don't know, it seems funny. It's supposed to be one of the poorer states, but then when you get down there, they got absolutely the most fantastic roads you've ever seen. I think that was because that one senator, he had the highway bill, and I think the whole highway bill in the country, he got it all for his state. I don't know if that was Byrd or what. I think it was Byrd. But yeah, I kind of like it, guys. I always like the country better than being in the city. This year it's nice because we got the bike trails. And I always hear a lot of people say, Cleveland, it's the mistake on the lake, and they don't like it, and blah, blah, blah. Well, you know something? This town's got a lot to offer. And it is nice, especially coming back from, we don't have all the homelessness like they do in out California and all these places, and the filth and all that. But you go around here, there's no garbage everywhere. You go in the Philippines, there's just garbage everywhere. Here you don't see people doing that. The drivers are a little bit more respectful. We definitely don't have the traffic. I go down the road and, there's maybe a light and you sit in traffic for a little bit. That doesn't bother me a bit. It's when I would go down to the main market in Lipa City that was 2 kilometers away, and it took me an hour to get there because nobody was moving. So, yeah, that's pretty far down, Jeff. That's pretty far down. You must be getting close to the border. Yeah, he is a handsome little guy. The other two are gorgeous also. Mumu got his hair buzz cut. I guess he got some lice or something. And Filipinos will buzz cut the hair, but they don't take care of the problem. You got to take all the bed clothes. You got to take everything, all their clothes, wash them. But no, they'll just buzz cut the hair and figure the problem solved. It'll just come back when the hair gets longer. You know, and they sit there and they'll pick my daughter. You know, my wife will pick the daughter's hair, pick the little things out. It's like, no. You know, they had them before. You go get some of that rid, put it on their head. Yeah, Patricia, it's always nice to have a garden. I used to have a 2-acre garden. Couldn't believe all the food you can get out of there. Yeah, the the lights in the Philippines is you go into the school and I'm tall, so I see these little kids walking by and the little girls and stuff, and you can see them. I mean, they're just crawling with them, and they don't do much. We had a little girl that they had her hair cut real short and they had her like a tomboy, and the mother was living around there. And she was coming around the house for a while, and the lady would like say, "Oh, yeah, I'm going to be going here. Could she stay there for so many hours?" And yeah, okay, they'd play outside anyway. And then she wanted us to give her money to have the kid come over. You talk about weird. I missed what that movie was about there, Wes. Yeah, and you know, it was really cool that he was hanging around with all his buddies outside, and then he come back in. I'm like, "What's the matter? You just went out." He's, "Oh, Dad, they were like, these kids were grabbing the dog poop thing. By every door, they got this little holder. It's a dispenser, and they got rolls of the dog poop, so you can pick up the dog poop here. And a lot of people pretty much do it. And these kids were like just pulling that out and running across the thing and just doing destructive stuff. And I'm not going to hang with those guys. All on his own. So that was, you know, that was pretty cool. Yeah, I lived in California. There's another place I don't want to go back to. You know, I know the Philippines. There's a lot of expats there that are perfectly happy, and that's great. But I just wound up being in the wrong place. You know, when it seemed like when we got to Lipa, that's where I just got fed up with it. You know, I just got so fed up with the Philippines. You know, people be driving down, throwing their garbage out. The quality of the house I bought, what a piece of junk. I bought a brand spanking new fixer-upper. So, you know, the windows will never be right because they didn't build the opening for the window properly. You know, you go up, the window's sitting in there, and over on this side, it's tight up against the concrete, and then over on the right side, it's about this far, and they got it just goobered up. They stuck some paper in there and an old T-shirt, and then they just goobered up with brown caulk. The sink downstairs, they didn't have the right size thingy. They had a big pipe coming in the bottom and a little one coming out of the sink. So what they do, they stubbed the shirt down there, an orange shirt, and then goobered it up with glue and put the cover over it, and then that's supposed to be fine. The septic system wasn't installed right. That had to be all smashed open and fixed, and they don't want to fix it. Yeah, I didn't. I was not happy. We paid like $45,000 for that house, and what a clunker. You know, that's like finding a '72 Pinto that's been in 2 wrecks, a fire, and it's got bald tires, and you're going to give them 25 grand for it. That's basically what I got. I got a clunker, and I just wasn't happy about it. You know, you go up to take a shower. I'd have been happy if I'd had hot water. Nope, no water, nothing. So you know, it's just a terrible crap. Well, these politicians that are in now, they want those border crossers because a lot of states give them the right to vote. California lets them vote. They don't care. But these people drive with no license. They don't do any of this stuff. I remember I was working in L.A. and they had this big thing where the Mexicans were all going to go on strike. We'll show you. We're not going to work today. Normally, it would take me about 90 minutes to get to work. I was there in a half an hour. You know something? I was wishing they'd just strike all the time. Go back to Mexico. You know, they come in illegally. Now Texas just passed a new law. Oh, well, if you come into our state, you're breaking the law. Well, you dumbasses, it's always been against the law to cross the border. But they make a big fuss, these politicians. Oh, we got the law now. They've had it already. They're just not enforcing it. Yeah, I don't know why they just don't put all your, what do they call them, reserves. And, the guys would go for a couple weeks and put bases down there. It's just the way it should be. Just get them out. And then Trump was talking about doing like Operation Wetback, like what Eisenhower did. Look that up. He wanted when these soldiers were coming back to have jobs, so they put them all out. It can be done. If it was done once, they could do it again. If you put your mind to something, you can get it done. And that's what he wants to do. He wants to get them all out. I'm all for it. Yeah, it's a shame, with all this. Now I know we got some Mexican guys here that they don't even speak English and they're coming into work all the time and all that. But you start popping these people that are hiring them, start finding them. You got to have a Social Security number so you can get taxes. You're not allowed to pay somebody under the table. So get them. And guess what? It'll go away. They won't hire them no more. And these guys will have to go back. But then they give them money. When I first got to California, I lived in this little tiny efficiency apartment, a little tiny bedroom and a bathroom and a living room kitchenette. And it was like $1,400 a month. That was my shock getting to California. That place in Pennsylvania would have been $250. But I was making a lot more money there also. And the Mexican guy, he was telling me how stupid I was for working. You're stupid, man. I get I get money. They pay me money. They pay my rent. They pay my electricity. They pay everything. They pay gas on my car. They bought me the car. You're stupid for working. Well, who do you think? Who do you think pays for that? Socialism. They're doing good until they run out of other people's money. You just look at these socialists. It's terrible. Yeah, you can't put your faith in a man, but right now I've heard people saying that too. But I definitely wouldn't vote for Biden. Sorry. And Trump's done some stuff too, like with the guns. I remember him sitting right there. Oh, red flag. Oh, yeah, let's go ahead and do that. Yeah, we'll take the guns away first. Yeah. I don't want to hear that. But he's a New York guy. They don't do guns there. Of course, all the security's got plenty of them. That's how all these big rich ones think. Oh, you shouldn't have guns. Just us. They get to be elitists, where we can have them, but you can't. That's just how it goes. It's like the cops here. They make a big fuss. Okay, they got a gun on their hip. They stop somebody who's either got a permit or something. And they say, okay, we're going to take your gun and put it over here for now, for my safety. Well, wait a minute. What about mine? You still got a gun. What if I fart or a car backfires? You're going to shoot me? And these cops are killing people all the time. To me, it's just ridiculous. I just seen a thing on here recently that it's far more dangerous to be a pizza delivery guy in the United States than it is a cop. But these guys are all about officers. Oh, well, I'm doing this because of officer safety, And then they got their crack cocaine, which is an ID. I watch a lot of these programs where people are getting in there, and 99 times out of 100, the cops don't give a damn about your constitutional rights. They just don't. Oh, of course, Paulie. I'm 100% in agree with you. Yeah, but when it all comes down to it, the only one you can put your trust in is Jesus. Hey, yeah, I know he was pushing that stuff too. They got to him somehow. All these politicians, they got to make concessions somewhere. So, all right, Paul, you take care. And that's a shame. They all do. To get something they want, they got to give up something to somebody else. I would like to see what they did in Michigan in that one little town where they kicked everybody out. I think that should go national. I think they should start kicking all these people and then put in a thing. First thing they need to do when they get some of these jokers out is put in a vote saying you can have 2 terms. If it's a 6-year term for a senator, you get 2 terms. If it's a 2-year term for a congressman or whatever, or 4 years, whatever the hell it is, that's all you get, 2 terms, and then get out. You can't be in there anymore. And also these lobbyists and stuff too. Citizen lobbyists. There should be no professional lobbyists. These big corporations, they got all kinds of money. Get out of here. So I ain't going for a lot of this crap. The government is not on your side. And people say, oh yeah, but you got to be friends with the cops and stuff. Well, cops don't have to protect you. That's law. They do not have to protect you. They don't. They got qualified immunity where they could shoot somebody and they get away scot-free. They're a gang. They're they call it the thin blue line. They wear black flags with the little blue stripe in it. That's gang colors, guys. You don't do that. That's the American flag. You don't do that to the flag. So,
Hello.
boy. Well, they fixed it this town in Michigan. You have to look that one up. Uh, I can't remember what program I saw that on, but they booted everybody that was on the council, all of them, gone. They went up to do their vote and booted every single one out, and they put the people who aren't politicians in there, and that's the way it should be. Citizen politicians, okay? Not this crap where they're taking money from this guy and that guy and vote. They're going to vote for who gives them the money. It's the servant who takes money. And when you got a corporation, look at AOC. She's worth $15 million. She don't vote her conscience. We know she's an idiot, and she would be voting to save the green-titted tree frog, you know, from global warming, and then killing all the cows because they fart. She's an idiot. We all know that. So how did this idiot make $15 million when she came into town broke and never even saw a garbage disposal? You know. Yeah, Tia, it's a selection. That last big one we had, like the one that's coming up in 24, that was a selection. I watched everything. I was watching this guy fill stadiums and people out in the parking lot, tailgate partying everywhere, and the other guy had nobody. The most people came to Israelis were news people. There was nobody there. They never would turn the camera back from the auditorium because there was nobody there. Well, I'll tell you what. One thing that I know a lot of people in this country do when it comes down to when you get to be an old timer and you need to have a nurse that comes and lives and stays with you like a live-in and stuff. Most all of them want a Filipino, because they basically fall in love with their patient and take good care of them. And they do. I've seen some of this crap going on in nursing homes where the people are smacking people. I'm glad there's lots of cameras around where they're catching all this stuff. But then they fire them, let them off the hook, and they just go work somewhere else and do it all again, just like what they do with the cops. Cop screws up. How comes they don't take stuff out of their pension when they screw up? Why do they take it from the taxpayer? You get a lawsuit for $100,000, comes out of the pension fund. And don't take it out of... Hey, we're back. Yeah, that's typical for this internet. You know what happened to me the other day? I finished up a video about 8 o'clock, got it loaded to my phone, and went to put it up to YouTube. Okay? And it said it's going to take 72 minutes to load. That was at 8:30 when I had it all ready. And then in about half an hour or so, it was down to about 20%, and it went blip, and it went all the way back down to 1%. So then it started again. I didn't get the video up until 12:30 at night because the internet kept shutting off and it would just start over again. So that was a real bummer. Oh, Gary Michael, what did he say? Let's see. Oh, there. Good morning. Hey. Yeah, most of these people don't even know what's going on. I watched a discussion on that, and they said, Israel went over, took that land, and invaded it, and they said, well, okay, what government was that? What government? When you go invade somebody, you're going after a government that has an army and all that. And they said, well, what government was that? And I never thought of that before, but you get people in our government like Tlaib and Obama and all these people that aren't beholden to the United States. They're beholden to something else. And why they let that person in and who. But look what happens when a lot of these folks come in. You look at the average American person is having like 1.2% babies. Okay, so their population numbers aren't going to go up. And these guys are having 10, 12 babies. So they're going to take over. It's just a matter. They don't have to fire a shot, guys. They don't have to fire a damn shot at all. And it's a shame. And I know they're looking to censor that Tlaib chick that married her brother and wears her towel on her head. That chick is nuts. I mean, you listen to these guys speak, these liberals, and I'm the one in the wrong. I'm the one who has no common sense. I don't know what I'm talking about. But you ask them questions and they run away. They can't answer them. I like the man on the street stuff where they go to these colleges and they talk to these little kids, these little empty heads that have been indoctrinated by the teachers. I worked at a college. I was in doing lights. They were filling this lecture hall up 24 hours a day. We had to do the lights, so the professor said, okay, you're going to just have to corner off a corner of it and just do so many, and then in between class move it. And okay, we're going to do that. We don't want to drop anything on anyone's head and blah, blah, blah. And we got that, and it was an architecture class. And I was in that classroom. I had to do like 8 4-tube fixtures, ballast. We were changing it all out to electronic ballast and all this. Meanwhile, I'm looking at the ballast was put in there in 1978, and those big T12s were just running fine, and they put these new ones in that you're lucky to get a year out of. So I'm not saving any money on that stuff. But the whole time he was talking, he was not talking about architecture or anything like that. He was talking political stuff. He started the conversation on that, and it was all socialist claptrap. And I'm thinking, do parents know this is going on? I don't know anybody who wants their kids to go to that. I mean, how many people would go send them for communist or socialist training classes in a college somewhere? That they would, okay, we're going to put you in there and you're going to learn this stuff. I don't know anybody would do that. But it's what they're doing. Well, Athena, the same thing last time. But you're not allowed to say it. If you say anything about it, it was STOL, the rest of it, they cut you off the channel. They demonetize you, or they just completely shut you down. Facebook would shut you down. I got buddies that got completely shut down for even mentioning it because they control all this stuff, and that's a shame. But you see it in a lot of places. Even like Pennsylvania, where it's all Democrat because that's what Grandpappy voted for, and these old miners and stuff. Well, now they're starting to see with this inflation stuff that's going on, it's just devaluing your money. and the rich are getting richer. These people are just pocketing money. How comes like Pelosi's worth $59 million? You look at all these guys; they're worth so much money. I made pretty good money. I didn't make quite as much as those guys did, but I was pretty close. I don't know how you get all these millions. They got insider trading crap going on. You know, just terrible. Just was terrible. But you know, a lot of people don't put the signs out too because they get heckled. I had a buddy in Pennsylvania that I talked to him about once a month, and he said, you know, I'm a Trumper and all that stuff, but I can't say anything. I can't say anything at work. I can't say anything in my neighborhood. You know, Biden all the way. He said he even put a Biden sign up because he was afraid of the repercussions that were going to happen to him. Because he said these people are like a wild pack of dogs. They get into a frenzy against you. And even his own family at a party, he was mentioning, hey, well, did you ever think of voting for Trump? And they just start going wacko on you. You know, they did. And I can't find what the guy did all that wrong. Now you look at the one who's in there. Look what he's doing. Most expensive vehicle to operate in the country right now is a shopping cart. Yeah, Athena, they're doing all kinds of crappy stuff. I've seen a couple of my buddies were saying, yeah, look at this. Sent me pictures of their cars getting keyed or their windows getting broke, mirrors getting broke, because they had a Trump sign. And he said one day somebody parked in front of his house. They usually you don't do that in certain neighborhoods, but in this neighborhood, somebody parked in front of his house. But his wife was gone. He said, if she comes back, I'll go out and tell him you got to move. Well, they thought it was his car, and they came in and smashed his windows. The guy came out and thought he did it. He said, no, we got it on camera. I got it on camera. And then you look at these the J6 crew, not the Jupiter 2, but the Jupiter 6. Okay, that are some of them are still in jail and all this stuff, and I didn't see any crap. The cop's the only one who shot anybody. Another cop had a heart attack, but yet the people from the BLM, they got away with it scot-free for burning cities down, smashing cars, police cars, and everything. They got away with it because they're on the right team. You know, they don't have the brown shirts like they did in years past, but they got the black hoodies. So, you know, yeah, Bams, there ain't no politician going to save anybody. They could do things that'll make things better, but I ain't buying they're going to save anyone. They all get in there and make deals. There's just so much money to be made. I like the idea of, I remember when Perot was in. I liked the idea somebody wasn't a politician that was a self-made billionaire. But then he was just a spoiler because he went in, he went out, he was just stealing votes, and I wasn't for that at all. But you look at the guy that's running again. He's got backing from all over, and he's a billionaire already. And they'll say, oh, you know, his place wasn't worth this much, and blah blah blah. And this is all just, you know, I'm looking at this now from the outside, and it's, you know, there's a witch hunt going on. It's weaponization of the courts right now. And you know, if he does get in, I hope he goes after all of them. I'm serious. They should be gone after. They should lose their jobs for what they're doing. And who pays for it? Who pays for that? We do, with all the taxes. And then you look what they're doing. They're sending money all over the place. They're sending all this money to Israel. They're sending all this money to Ukraine. They're sending all this money, and you got people. Our own people are on the streets. You know what I say? I could go for, if somebody came up and said, I'm an isolationist. I don't want to do anything for anybody anymore. I'm shutting off the faucet, and we're gonna fix our own house first. I could go for that guy. I could say, yep, I could go for that. Cut off the faucet to everything. But you ain't never going to see that because it's a river of dirty money. You think them sending all these billions over to Ukraine, it's all staying there? No, there are kickbacks all over the place. How do you think they get rich? You know what I mean? Yeah, I know. I saw some of that a long time ago, Athena and Gary. Uh, they had some of it out early, before it was taken down by YouTube and stuff. There were people filming, walking through the place. They were standing in between the ropes and stuff and getting doors open. The one guy, they showed the one black guard, he was running up the stairs to get the doors open for him, and he wasn't running, fleeing for his life. He was actually standing there holding the door open for him. So come on. And then they tried to, oh, it was the worst thing that ever happened. It was insurrection. Give me a break. Now, personally, myself, if I would have been there, I wouldn't have went in. It's a setup. It was a setup. They should have figured that out. It was a setup right off the bat. And then they hype it up. They hype it up to where, oh, they murdered all these people. They didn't murder. They just tell you that. You look at a lot of this stuff. I just seen a dang thing on there. The guy was critiquing the video when they pulled out of Afghanistan, where they were running by the big C-5 Galaxy and all that stuff. It wasn't even a real plane. It was a balloon. And the guy came up with all the points. He was showing the seams on the window. He was showing all this stuff. And I was going, yeah, it's the news. If you see the news, you're misinformed. What that one fellow say, if you don't read the newspaper, you're uninformed. If you read the newspaper, you're misinformed. And that's the truth. The news media, I don't trust them at all. And the other thing too, I can't believe there's not more people that don't trust the election process anymore. I don't trust it. I just don't trust it at all. It's just, to me, it seems, they got away with it. And you know what? I think they're going to do it again. Why not? It worked last time, So, of course, they're going to do it again. They're doing all this mail-in balloting again. I think there was one state, it's all mail-in balloting. And then they had this big thing of where, oh, we got all these ballots. They counted a whole 85,000 ballots, and there wasn't even a fold in any of them to show that they had been mailed. And guess what? They disappeared. Oh, we lost them. So, I ain't buying it. All right, Mr. Mike, we'll talk to you later. Yeah, go piss the Facebook people off. I've been kicked off there many times. I've been kicked off of here a bunch of times already. And they never tell you why either. They could say, okay, we watched your video. Somebody turns you in, and at minute 5:56, you said, there's where the problem was. They don't tell you because they want to shut you off again. That's just what they do, and it's a shame. And these other platforms, you're never going to see it. I used to watch a guy named British Biker. I love to watch his channel. He does commentary, and British guy, and I just love him. Rides his motorcycle, and just an old guy talking about his thoughts on the world, and his views are similar to mine, and I just enjoyed listening to him. Well, he had a lot. I think it was like 15,000 followers, and it was growing. Every time I'd look, it was getting bigger. And then, of course, he kept getting shut off from YouTube, so he went over to Rumble. He's got nobody over there. Nobody goes there. Everybody goes to YouTube, So that's a shame. And then now they got this, Musk got the Twitter and all this stuff. I never used that. I don't want to be a twit. Give it a better name. Hey, you twit. I ain't going for it. Yeah, it's all a big pile of crap, And these guys, they're going to say, we don't need no stupid wall. And they got wall all around their places. And they got armed guards all over the place. But you can't have one. Oh, you're not allowed to have a gun. And it's all a bunch of poop. And now they got a Supreme Court that's going to go our way on a lot of stuff. But what's going to happen in 10 years from now? If this guy gets in again, they're going to fill the benches, and they're going to legislate from the bench. It's what the libs do. Now, I like there was a president years ago that I can't remember which one right now, but they pushed something from the Supreme Court. Well, you know what the president did? Ignored it. Hell with you. We ain't going for it. So he ignored it, and I'd have to go back in my stuff. I saved it, but I got so much stuff put away. I can't. But hopefully we'll get the laptop here pretty soon. I'm thinking of getting it in January. I found a pretty good deal on one that'll get me going. I talked to a computer guy and I was showing him what I was going to get and all that, and he was like, you can get that if you want, but something, it's overkill for what you do. You don't need that much. You're going to need the SSD. That's nice. It's going to be quicker for you. And he goes, but the 512 of RAM, he says it's plenty. And then of course he was talking about these discs, 12 discs or whatever he was going on. So he wrote me up something that, the one I was looking at was going to cost me about $1,900. And then he said, you don't need it. Even if you use the DaVinci programs or another program to do all this and you want it faster to do your stuff. And he wrote me down a list. And I went online searching for it, and I found through Walmart, it was not ride a bike, right? Oh, we're back.
I'm gonna ride a bike.
This is the my internet service Sphincter, constantly shutting off. And you can see on the box over there, I got it turned to where the light is. When it's working fine, it's blue. And then when it shuts off, which you can see, it does it all the time, it turns red. And if it just turns red, that means it's only going to be a minute or two. But sometimes if it starts blinking, last time I seen it go blinking, it was out for like 6 hours. I had no internet here at all. Plus the phone wouldn't even work. I do have one of those Walmart phones paid up. I forget the brand of it. Mike knows, but he already left. And it has, that one works. That one, I have a number for that, and it works. All right, Wes, take care, buddy. Yeah, no kidding, Wes, about the pro-Palestinian ones. I know. I'd have to go back and look at it. I think it was called the Legacy, but it had the bolts. It had the bolts in the door, and it had a regular tumbler combination lock plus a barrel key. I don't want any of these electronic safe things. And it also, I was reading the thing on it that it's got a special magnetic thing so you can't do it. And also it's got a soft click where, when it goes into its proper gears to open, that's softened so it's not loud. And then, like I say, it's got 4 bolts on the long side of the door, and 2 on top and 2 on the bottom. So it's a good one. Now, I don't know. I looked at the weight; it was pretty heavy, but it's free shipping. I know the one company, I think it's Liberty Safe. They'll give the cops the number to get into them. I ain't going for that. So, but I believe it was called Legacy. It's not a big one. It's a 4-gun. I'm not going to spend a lot of money on one right now. It's just to keep the honest people honest. If somebody comes in here, or the honest crooks, somebody wants to get into everything. Hey, Ken, how you doing, buddy? If somebody wants to get in anything, I don't care what you got. I don't care what security, whatever. They show it all the time with these, with these robbing museums and stuff with the best security in the world. Banks and all this stuff, they get in there if they want to. So, and this little place, why would anybody really take the time? It's not like I broadcast or walk around with all this stuff. I am a proponent if, when it's open or concealed carry, always carry concealed. Don't let anyone know you got it. And then even my AK, when I walk out of here, it's all wrapped up. Fits real nice in box, both pieces, so. Yeah, I don't see anything like that, Bams. Nothing like that. Plus, I have no way of moving anything like that. That's all well and good. I see stuff for free all the time on Facebook Marketplace and all that. Nice roll top debt, all kinds of stuff. I can't go get it. I got no way of getting it. I sure as hell can't put it on the back of the Kawasaki. I wish I had the money to get a sidecar for it. That would be great. I would love to have a sidecar on the bike. But the damn sidecar, the company that DMZ, I think it is, they're one of the Premier Makers. They've been making them for years. I've seen them before. They're made really well. They ride nice. But you have to send the bike to them so they can install it. So you got your shipping back and forth the bike down to Texas. And then it's more than what my bike cost. So they sent me pictures of a bunch of KLRs that they did it. But they did recommend putting on 4 teeth on the back sprocket if you're going to carry an adult in it. So yeah, all that stuff takes money, you know. Hey, I could put a second story on the top of my bike if I want, if you got enough money. But you know, I'm not out here spendthrifting, buying whatever I want. I got a little boy I'm raising right now. I got to make sure he's got plenty of clothes and plenty to eat. There's just a lot of stuff I'd like to get, but it all has to fit within the budget. And I have to keep putting money away every month for if we do move next year. I'm not gonna get ready to go and then can't go because I don't have any money. You know, I can't just blow everything I got. You know, just can't. I have to put away a good percentage of it every month. So, and I'm not gonna go into debt for anything. I'm not playing their game on that. You know, I seen a place sent me a stupid. I do have a credit card, and I have overdraft protection. And the credit card, I will use it, but then I pay it off as soon as I see it. Even before the bill's due, I just pay it off because there's protections when you buy things with the credit card. But I seen one place sent me a dang credit card thing, and oh, you know, get this credit card and blah blah blah, and you're gonna have flyer miles and all this stuff. And I looked at it and I'm reading down the thing and it was 30% APR. Yeah, we really watch what we buy when it comes to food. Oh yeah, Christmas is around the corner. We got him his bike and his watch already, so that's his big Christmas stuff. And I wasn't going to make him wait for it because he rides the bikes now. We got him some nice lights on there. My next vlog I do, I'll put the pictures of his bike. I got a real nice picture. He's lit up like a Christmas tree on that bike.
Oh,
I still want to get him a helmet.
no.
Yeah, you're going to have to wear a helmet out there,
I don't need one.
especially if it gets slippery outside. No, you don't
Oh,
say you
yeah.
don't need one. You're either going to wear it or you're not going to ride the bike anymore. So that's the deal. And I want to get him a reflective vest because we always go out at night. Like as soon as I'm done with the vlog, we're going to go for a walk. You know, he's not going to ride the bike tonight. You know, we do it every other night. He wants to ride the bike, and then we don't chit chat or anything because he's riding up and down the thing. So I told him, you know, half the time. So tonight we're going to have a walk. We always have a nice chit chat, and we just walk around. You know, we walk around the stores, in the parking lots and stuff.
Okay, to the store.
Yeah. So, but we got him a real nice Huffy bike. It's got the coaster brake on it instead of the hand gripper ones. There's your gloves. See, there's his little gloves for just you know, you make snowballs out of them, your hands get wet, and then you'll be colder.
I
But
know.
just for being outside, those are okay. They'll keep you warm enough.
These are good ones.
Yeah, those are pretty cool. So, and we got that. And then, of course, he got his watch. And he shocked me. The one day, just for the heck of it, I was teasing him a little bit. I said, okay, if you got to give one of them back, which one would you give back? The bike or the watch? And I was surprised when he said he would give the bike back. And I know how much he loves the bike, but he likes the watch. So, he's my beautiful little buddy. He's picking up some weight, and he's grown about an inch since July. We're starting to mark it on the wall there. He grew about an inch, and he picked up. I don't have a scale, but you can just tell by looking at him. I give him a back rub usually every night, and in the morning, some mornings I give him a back rub. Like he took his bath tonight, so tomorrow morning I'll give him a back rub to help him wake up and get the juices flowing and everything. And you could just feel he's getting a lot solid. But he had a thing where he won his foot races in school. He got a little star thing for that. He's going to probably be pretty good at being an athlete. He can run really fast. I'm surprised when I see him taking off. He runs fast. Yeah, he's always loved his bike, even in the Philippines. He loves it. He loves his bicycle, and I like this one better because it's got that coaster brake on it, like what I had when I was a kid. It still would be nice to have a front hand brake on it, but the coaster brake, he stops real quick. You know, I was surprised how good it stops. And the one of my neighbors, he worked for years and years for Walmart assembling bikes and stuff, and he was saying that's like one of the best. It's on one of my vlogs. I saw him in the parking lot. Brian, real nice guy, super nice guy. And you know something, most of the people I've met here, just cool as cool can be. You know, I'm not running into any real jerks or anything. There's a couple. There's a couple that just, you know, they're all stone-faced and won't say nothing. But most of the folks here, 99% of the folks here are just, they got time to chit-chat. But, and Matty, he's very polite too. He always holds the doors open for people. And, you know, that's what I'm teaching him. You know, and he's liking that. The girl was so happy that he held the door. She said, "Oh, thank you, little man." You know, and I'm going to do that. I don't care what these liberals say or not. I don't care if they bitch at me or not. If I see a lady coming in, like, I'm going to hold the door open for them. That's the way I was raised. You know, when I was a kid, my sisters wanted to go up to the store or something. One of us boys had to go with them. They never went on their own. They had to go with them. And you walk them up to the store, walked on the street side. You know what I mean? Just, it's the way I was raised. And these people, they don't, you know, some of these lunkheads, they don't know anything. Most of them don't even know if they're a man or a woman. You know, I'm a woman today. You know, I don't know how it got so far with all the crazy stuff they're doing right now. I think they're advertising it more than there really is. They're trying to make it like it's mainstream, and around here, I don't see it. Like I think it was Athena just said, there's not that many homeless. I haven't seen any homeless people around here living in their tents. Of course, they're going to go to a warm place, you know. But you don't see that many Mexicans working. I know in Pennsylvania they have a big pile of them, and they were doing a lot of the work. And some of the guys went up to the builders and said, "Hey, you know, we want to see your paperwork on these people." And the guy just came right out and said, "No, I get them for a couple bucks an hour, man. I'm taking them." And what happened was those poor Mexican guys. The first thing that happened was they got their vehicles trashed, and you know, signs in Mexican, go back. Well, there's no such language as Mexican, but in Spanish to go back home. And then when they got belligerent and stuff. You don't mess with American construction workers. They got their asses handed to them. They beat those guys to a pulp and never saw them again. And the builder, he wasn't giving a discount to the people. Plus the work, what we noticed, a lot of the work was substandard. You know, it's just like in the Philippines. You know, you got a pair of linesmen, you're an electrician. And, you know, it was like the plumber in there. He's a 20-some-year-old guy, and he's telling you can't put the Instahot down under the sink because it runs on gravity. I said, well, if you put it up by the ceiling, and they wouldn't okay it. So they stuck my Instahot up, way up by the ceiling, 8 feet up in the air, so that, you know, there was less pressure in the sink than there was in the bathroom, because you had to go through that pressure head to get to it. And you know, it just because they got a tool, all of a sudden there's something. So. Crazy. Governor, man, I haven't heard from you in a long time. How you doing, buddy? Good to see you again. I'm only going to go a little bit more because I want to get him out for a walk before it gets too late. Because we got, you know, he's got school tomorrow, and we've been pretty much staying up till 10. 9's a little bit too early. It's nice to get up in the morning and have a little bit more time, but he wakes up early anyway in the morning, so we have plenty of time. He seems to be getting a good solid 8 hours, and the one thing that's really cool about him, when he decides to put his head down, he's out. There's none of this stuff where he's laying there and dorking around. You know, I shut the TV off, shut the lights out. Within a couple of minutes, he's sleeping. You know, he's always been that way. So, me, I get to, you know, now I try every day to try to sleep laying down. I can't. It's just too bad. And even in this chair, I try to lay down in this chair some. I can't do it, guys. I just can't get to sleep.
Oh,
Stiga. Stiga was my favorite winter toy as a child. I have no idea what a Stiga is.
let me see.
Yes.
Stiga,
Hey, Dennis, there he is.
Rick, and
Yeah, Stiga, BAMS. Stiga. I don't know, favorite winter toy. I never heard of a toy called a Stiga. There's over in the park here, there's plenty of hills and stuff. You gotta watch out for these little stumps though. You know, there's a lot of these trees bust off and the stumps are hard as a rock. There was a couple of them that were on this little walking trail where it gets wet and it's slippery. I went up with the hatchet and hacked them off right at ground level. Because if you fell down and landed on it, it would impale you and you'd be dead.
Where is it?
Sega? I don't think so. Sega's a game you play inside. It's an electronics game. That's not a winter toy. I don't know that you need hills for. I wouldn't think Sega's what he's talking about. Bams, come back and tell us what you're talking about. Maybe we'll learn a new game. We're going to go right till about 8:30, and then I'm going to let everybody go. Because we usually do between a half an hour and an hour. He already got his bath done, so we're not going to be in any hurry. And his hair is dry enough. His hair is dry now, so plus we'll get a hat on in case it's cool. I don't know how cool it is out there right now, but we had the window open today, and you know the heat goes off, but it's still because the sun's on that wall. We're on the south side, so it gets kind of warm in here. So we had the window open. Yeah, I never heard of that kind of sled. We used to bobsled when I was a little kid, or we had those roll-up plastic things. I used to use them for deer too. You know, people would drag their deer out. I'd see them dragging from the hind legs. You don't do that. The hair's going the wrong way. Tie them around the neck and tie their legs up in there, and then you can pull them along easy. But I got my kids some of these plastic ones that roll up, and then they got a little rope on the front. And I used to put my deer on top of that, and I put a couple holes in the back to pull it up around them a little bit. And on the front, I could pull a deer out. I had a tree climber's harness around the waist with a short length of rope, about 7 feet of rope. And I had a cletus on the end, they called it, and I'd hook that onto the front of that rope, and I could pull a deer out. I even went and got a buddy's one time that went all the way down the river, and I said, well, I'll see if I can pull it out. They were thinking of getting the truck with the winch. And I said, well, let me see if I can pull it out for you. And I got it out. I don't know about today.
Well, Pash, did you show it on my Papa?
Mm-hmm.
Did you show them this?
When I was growing up, there were lots of places to go sled riding. And I got into skiing when I was very young. I loved skiing. First time I went skiing, I just took to it. We were going the expert slopes, you know, right off the bat. And they said, oh, you got to have this special tag for that. And, you know, I told, we didn't know anything about that. How long you been skiing? Oh, you wouldn't believe how long. We didn't lie to her. We were only skiing for a couple hours. But, you know, they seen us skiing, and we were doing good. I went with my brother. And, yeah, we were going down the expert slope, and it was fun. We actually went by a speed radar thing. We were doing like 72 coming down the hill. And I was all tucked in low. But then when we got kind of to the bottom, they had these moguls all over, and I just started throwing the brakes on to try to go around them. And my brother, he just hit him. He hit the damn thing. Next thing I know, he's upside down going, oh! And he wound up, boy, you talk about a wipeout. And that was really funny, but he was okay. All right, Gary.
Papa, look.
But yeah.
Look.
All right. Well, you guys, I'm going to go ahead and let you go. Thanks for everybody showing up and just having a chit chat. I'm glad you're interacting with me a little bit. We'll hopefully old Rick Bobby will leave us alone, and you know, we'll try to do another one next week. I hope I have a laptop coming up here. It depends. I'm actually thinking of not getting the furniture from the motel, because that's gonna minimum cost I got was $650 to move it, and the guy said it could go up to $800. moving all that stuff because we got to get this stuff out too. I can't carry it. So I was thinking of just getting a good bed. And if I can get a bed on a good deal, because I got the money put away, I got $1,000 put away for that. If I can get a good bed and have enough money, I can get a bed for around $500. I can get the computer. So that'll be really good. Hey, thanks, Harry. Yeah, we got the turkey. It's not a butterball because the butterballs were too big for my pan. So we got a Norbest, but I'll start collecting up all the stuffing and everything pretty soon.
Butterball.
I'm gonna go ahead and let you guys go. It's always fun chatting with you.
I'll make some balls.
Oh, Trader Joe's lasagna. All right. So you guys take care, and this is Rick Shaw out. Maddie, you want to say bye? Come say bye, everybody.
Bye bye.
We'll see you guys.